Jessie, for those of you that don't know me. I was born July 10th, 1996, and every year on my birthday, my dad retells the story of my birth, and it's very embarrassing for me, and he's not a very emotional person, but he always talks about how small I was, and how he felt, and he tells this every year to all my friends and family. And it is embarrassing, like I said, but it's nice to know that I'm loved and appreciated on my birthday. However, I did enjoy this assignment because I was able to learn about other events that were going on around the world on a day that's so important to me and my family. So the first event that really stood out to me was titled "Above All, Don't Dress Up as a Cow," and it was in the New York Times. And my first initial thought was, well, what is this article about? It has a really strange name, but it actually relates to the bull run that happens every year in Pamplona, Spain. And that's when they let the bulls out in like the little narrow cobblestone streets, and then the people run in front of them as they get to one place to another. And on my birthday, I printed out a pamphlet just talking about safety tips to like not die or not be severely injured in the bull run. And basically, a lot of it sounds like common sense, but it addresses problems that did happen. Like in the past, it talks about women were carrying children really near where the bulls were running, and people charging at the bulls themselves, and then people pushing other runners. So basically, it's just providing safety tips so that everybody will remain safe during the event. The second story that I found was a little bit sadder, but it happened in England, and it was a school attack. And basically, a man enters this small nursing school with a machete, and no one was killed, but 4 adults were injured, and 3 kids were also injured. And I found it particularly interesting because it mentioned the U.S., and it talked about how although crime rates in England are much smaller compared to the United States and the day-to-day public violence that happens within the inner city schools, it does pertain also to like stuff that has happened recently with Sandy Hook, and then a little farther back with Columbine. So I found that really interesting, and also they were making a move in England towards increasing security measures to make sure such things like that don't happen again. And the final event that I found had to do with China and the U.S., and I found it interesting just because I didn't even know about it, but apparently there's a small trade war going on between the U.S. and China, and they were fighting over Taiwan, and there was just basically a small dispute happening. So President Clinton went over to China, and he basically had 2 days where he just talked with the president of China, tried to smooth tensions over, and it was actually successful. And they actually talked about how they didn't come to a compromise, but they were able to move on and find peace. And obviously it was a really good move for America just because we've capitalized off of China's very profitable trade market, and it helped both countries, the U.S. and China, move in a very positive direction. And so I chose each of these events just because I found them interesting, and I really like listening to all of your guys' events. I hope you found these interesting, and thank you.